Hey everybody, I wanted to show off some seedlings that I've been growing. It's wintertime here in Phoenix. Most of the cactus outside are all asleep for the year. We'll go look at those a little bit later, but I got a couple of different trays here. These guys here, they were sown, I believe in June. Yeah, June of this year. I don't have a date on as a date on here, just the month and the year. But they're all about 6 months old now at this point, a little over 6 months old. So first up, we've got Arabsice, Senilus multicolor, growing pretty good. Some better than others. All of these, for the most part, have some that are doing really well, some that are a little slow. Some of them are all around the same pace, but for the most part, there's some variance. Got Copiapoa Esmeraldana, where I do have the localities available. I have them written on here. Oh, just about knocked all those over. This one, not doing too hot. Arius Nepina Midas, not sure if I'm saying that right. Glabrescens. This is my second attempt at this one. The first one didn't have any germination. This one is doing really well. The others kind of just stretching, not really sure why, but the one that's doing well is looking really good. So as long as he continues doing his thing, be happy with that. This is one I'm pretty excited about, Copiapoa crantiana. This is one, the seeds were not available for a long time. I got a batch of 10. Most of these seeds, I'll call out some ones on that tray that aren't from Mesa Gardens, but most of these are from Mesa Gardens. So yeah, when they finally got back into stock for MG, picked some of these up. I got a pack of 10, and what is that, 5? Yeah, we got five that popped. Some of these are really white, and then this one over here, it's got more of a copper tone to it, kind of cool. Yeah, they're coming along quite nicely. One in this back row here. This is actually self-collected from my tenuissima outside. I think I planted around 12 or 6, probably 16. So only got 4, but the 4 that popped are doing really well. Oh, dropped a little top dressing there. Okay, getting into some cooler ones here. Some Hazeltoniana, and there is a double header growing down there. It's doing okay. It's not as plump as these ones, but it's still growing. It's putting out new spines, so I think it's going to continue to grow. But let's get that set back down here. This one, probably the best germination out of all this initial batch I'm going to show you here. Ariocyce taltensis paucicostata. I think I added an extra C in there. These ones are cool. Another double header back there. Let's see if I can get some better lighting. Right next to the tag. Looking pretty cool. These ones, when they get bigger, really cool. This one in the bottom right-hand corner, unlike naturally greener than the rest of them. I don't know why. Obviously just the genetics. You can get some different variation, but that one is like, I don't know if the camera or if the lighting is really doing it justice of how much greener it is than the rest of them, like a light shade of green. The grow lights that these are under do stress the seedlings out typically. It's not too often that all of them are going to be a dark green. There's usually some stress that's going on. And then some Cinerea? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. One of the Paucicostata seed hopped at some point. I don't know if I was planting it or when I was doing some initial watering, but the bottom down here by my thumb. But yeah, the rest of these, the one by the tag here is doing really well. All of them are doing really well, to be honest. For 6 months, for them to be this size, I'm pretty happy with it. But let me set this down. All right, so I got that other tray put back into the little grow area. It's pretty small. I'm gonna show it at some point. That refill there. This next tray, I should be able to get most of these out. It's gonna be a little bit more challenging because there's a lot more so there's not as much space to pick up and set down, especially in the middle. This tray, I actually have the dates on the front here. So they're coming up on 3 months old. I planted them around middle of October, probably the end of I think the beginning of the second week. So these are coming up on 3 months old. This is going to be a blend of Mesa Gardens seed that was given to me, just donated, and then some seed that I actually purchased from the Cactus Society here in the Phoenix area. So some of these, most of them are actually doing quite well. A little bit slower overall than the last batch. Around this timing, around like the 2.5, 3 month mark, that last batch. There were some pretty big ones, and I can see some within here. Some we've actually got some copia. For whatever reason, my Copiapoa seemed to grow a little bit faster than some other species that should be growing faster. I don't know if it's just how I have my substrate set up or my watering or what, but we'll go through these. This is a Mesa Gardens. So this is a Pyrocactus. I'm trying to read my own handwriting there through the camera. Pyrocactus straussiensis. Straussianus, yeah. Have the locality there. This one popped up pretty fast, and then once it got some initial spines, it started to slow down. Granted, I did take these guys out of their humidity dome within the past couple of weeks, so it's pretty natural to see some slowdown in growth. But next up here, we've got Areocyce. Oh, Wagenecti, I think is how you say that, Nepina variants. Pretty hard to see these ones, but they're starting to come in. Spines are coming good. Areocyce start slow in my experience, and then start to pick up. This is a cool one. Cremnocereus, this is a new species. It was actually just discovered down in Mexico, I think 2, maybe 3 years ago. Maybe actually a little bit longer than that, but it's relatively new in the cactus world. So there's no variants. This Cremnocereus seed was one of the ones that was donated from me. I don't know, you can find these, but it's a little bit more difficult. Very wispy, very kind of like the Cranziana, but even more soft. Really no structure to the spines. Echinomastus johnsoni. I've got 2 versions. There's one here, and then I've got one in the back with different flowers. So this is the pink version, and in the back I've got the yellow. These ones started off really fast and have been growing spines the fastest out of all of them. So these ones I think will do pretty good. Brazilian here, we've got Pilosocereus. There we go. Pilosocereus collinsi. This will be blue. This should get a blue tint to it. See one pretty stressed out seedling there that's actually starting to just now put out some spines. But doing well. It's been speeding up a lot over the past couple of weeks. This one, and then another Pilosocereus back here, getting cola. And this one, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get this on the camera. There might be some basil sprouts. Some splits, some dual heads. I can't really get this. Oh, where am I? I'm lost on my camera. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm hard to tell right now. I think that those are basil splits, and that's a dual head, but it could just be 2 seedlings that are really close together. We'll find out at some point. But next one up here, we've got Glandulocactus mathsoni. This is another one that from the local chapter of my Cactus Society, which I encourage everybody to check in to see. If you're in a larger area, you may have a cactus and succulent society that has a seed depot, and then you can get really cool seeds. These ones are really hard to see. Cumarinia, odorata. You know, sometimes I feel like when I'm not on saying them for anybody, I say these pretty well. Maybe that's just me like convincing myself that I know how to pronounce them, but on the spot here, I feel like I'm mispronouncing all of them, which I probably am. Echinocereus cochineus rotarii. I've got a few different versions. These ones are from Mesa Gardens. Actually, all the Echinocereus are going to be from Mesa Gardens. I got a few of them. I think they just look cool, and I want to get some landscape cactus for my front and backyard. So I'm growing a lot. Not sure if you can see all the labels there. So I'll probably end up giving some of these away. Another Brazilian here. Oh man, are we gonna be able to pronounce this? Cicoba cactus? Cicoba cactus, Estevesii. That's, yeah, definitely. All those are pretty stressed out, but they're growing well, so they'll grow out of that stress. I don't get too finicky with my lights. I probably should, but. Then we got our next one here, Echinocereus fenderi. Coons, can't look through the camera there. Coonslerii. Pretty cool looking one there. Let me just go on the side shot. Some of them are starting to really shoot out some spines. It's cool seeing the variation in spinal color even at this age from the Echinocereus. They're all hedgehog cactus, but you can just see, not this one in the front, but that second one. These are all three Echinocereus. I'm not even going to attempt to say that one. That's a, let's see, Echinocereus relictus anglemenii. Something like that. That one looks like it's going to have some cool spines. Another Brazilian here, a disco cactus. Zentenary. Arania spinus. Crazy. Just now starting to see like the spinal structure in these ones, and they're pretty cool. I zoom in here. Can you get any closer than that? Nah, not without getting really grainy. They're pretty cool though. Next one here, Aerosis kunzii. These ones, I can't really get a good camera angle on this one because I can't pull it out for you, but the spines on those ones are really, really cool. I think that's going to be a cool one as it gets older. Then we've got Notocactus here. They are hiding in there. They're starting to pop up a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more than I thought. I haven't pulled this whole tray out in a while from that little crawl space where I grow these. Doing well. Then in the back here, Gymnocalycium. This is a pretty cool variety of it. Ooh, good dog shot there. Pretty cool variety of it. I'm trying to get the tag name in there just so you can see it because I'm not going to pronounce that correctly. This is another one from the Cactus Society. There are a couple. They are starting to put out some spines now, so I think we're out of the woods. I thought initially that they were going to damp off, but for the longest time they didn't germ, and I just thought that I just got a dud batch, but got 3. For the longest time I only thought I had 1, that one in the bottom left-hand corner. I thought that was the only one, and then the other 2 I slowly saw, so doing okay. I like gymnos. They've got cool flowers. We'll see if we can keep those guys alive. Another glandula, jeez, tongue-tied, glandula cactus. I think, I can't look through the camera. Uncinatus? Something like that. Maybe it's unicactus. Really, there's 2. There's 2 that have popped. There is a third one. I don't think that third one, bottom side on the, let me see if I can get my finger in here without, right there. This one, I do not think that one's gonna make it. It might shock me, but we'll see. Here's the other Echinomastus johnsoni. This is gonna be the yellow flowered version. And then we've got Copiapoem desertum, I can't look through the camera while I'm trying to read those. Desertortum rubiflora. Doing pretty good. Get a side shot here. Oops. Whoa, way in. Pretty cool. And then last one, Copiapoa coquimbana pepinina. So it's a variety of coquimbana. Some of them are starting to show like the super fuzzy look that it takes on. That one's cool. That one popped really fast. It slowed down a bit over the past 2 weeks, but it's starting to wake up again. But overall, a pretty big flat. So the plan with each one of these, I actually just watered these yesterday, so there's still a little bit of water left at the basin. But yeah, the plan with each of these is in the spring, we'll probably repot them into individuals. So we'll show you what that looks like outside. And then the ones that I just showed you, those will also get repot around the same time. Just a timing thing. These ones got planted obviously a little bit later in the year. So they're gonna be a bit smaller when they get replanted, or repotted I should say, into their single pots. But they'll all go out around the spring, and let's head out that way and show you where they're gonna go. So we might not be able to do this with one hand, but this is the, whoa, drop down. This is the shade hut where all of them will go. So it's kind of, see if I can back up here without stepping on anything. I need to do a little bit of reorganizing, but essentially this is some of the older stuff on this side. This is mostly seedlings, all within here, with a few really mature plants in the far back there. And then over here is kind of like an intermediate between these guys and these guys. Why are they there and not over here and do seedlings, middle ground, and then the older ones? I don't know. I probably should do that. I probably should. I made that decision at some point for some reason, and I don't know why. But I'll quit teasing. Let me get this rolled up, and I'll show you all what it looks like. All right, and there we go. So there's typically only one of these roller bars on here. I have a second one on here, and I actually need to take that all the way off and re-roll it because it got crooked at some point. When it's rolled down, when I take it down, it's flush across the bottom. It's not crooked like it is right now when it's rolled up, but I can't roll it all the way up with how it's doing. But anyways, that goes on during the winter to help keep these guys a little bit warmer in here. I know some people like to put a space heater down in their grow huts down here in Phoenix as well. When it gets we've got some nights that it's going to be dropping down into the 30s, and not all these guys do well around that timing, so potentially something I'll look into. But during the summer, that plastic roller actually comes all the way off. Excuse me. And then there's actually on the back side over here, goes down on the back as well, so it just fully comes off during the most of the year, spring, summer, fall, and then get a lot more airflow in here. But we'll go through some of these. There's going to be a lot of duplicates in here, and that's because there's quite a few that have been grown from seed, but there's also some individuals. So we've got a lot of pharaoh cactus in here, 2 different varieties. I lost the tags at some point, but this one back here is different from the 3 up here, and then there's some stuff that's mixed in. But got some pharaoh cactus, we've got some astrophytum, mammillarias, got stenocactus, got 3 areocarpus right here in a row, all 3 different. We've got Physauratus, Hintonii, and then Retusa in the back. All of these I've had since 2023, so most of the tags do have dates on them. Some of them, for whatever reason, I put the day in here as well, but you can see the 23 I tried to fit in the back. So Phelocactus, this is also a Hazletoniana, so similar to those ones that I'm growing in there. The Tenuissima in the back here, so this is the one that I actually got the seeds from that I'm growing inside. Decent size, also had since 2023. A Diobata that is very slow growing. I think when I got it, it was probably around here, so it has been getting a little waxy for me, but nothing too crazy. Some Areocyce. This was collected from a silent auction. It's grown pretty well. I thought it was supposed to be a much bigger species, but it seems like it's going to be a bit smaller. Really cool spine development on it though. Look at that. It's such a cool one. Behind it here, Areocyce. I don't have a tag on this one. Chilensis. This is a critically endangered species of Areocyce. This one's seed grown from me. I think that one's about 2 years old. This is also a seed grown, can't speak here, Copiapoa. For whatever reason, this species of Copiapoa, the Trigolensis, I've got 2 more a little bit further down. I treat it the exact same as all of my other cactus, but for whatever reason, it grows like it's almost ideolated. But the spinal structure on it's really nice. Zoom in there. I don't know. That was interesting to me. What else do we got over here? Some Coryphanthum. So any ones that you see this tag in, guy that used to really be a big mentor for me in growing cactus and helping me to build this grow hut. Care, routine, like his schedules, what he looked for. He donated all those ones that you see with those tags. These 3 over here, I was planning on getting repot before it got too cold and growing stopped, but that did not happen. Some more Areocyce, some Epilanthea, Micromeris, another double header back there. It's so cool growing them yourself because you get these cool little freaks. I have not had anything else crazier than a double head happen for me with any of my seed grown stuff, but you never know. Some more Areocyce. I think this is the same one as this one. I do not know. I got this one from an auction. This one I got from Mesa Gardens. Obviously 2 different names, but as the spines are starting to come in, they look similar, and obviously they're both Areocyce, so that could be the only similarity. So eventually, all those ones that I was showing previously, they'll go into individual pots, just like this, and they're just little 2x2 long squares. We've got some, walking right there, Astrophytum. This is probably the fastest growing cactus I've ever grown. I planted this in June of last year, and it is massive. This is going to be a hedgehog cactus. Just absolutely huge. These are the other ones that I did not get out of the individual pots in time. Same with these guys over here. But just absolutely took off. I'm not sure why, but sometimes that happens. Back in this spot here. Oh man, a lot of these need to be repot. They're just starting to outgrow these 2x2s. We've had such a warm Phoenix, warm winter in Phoenix that I have not had a good opportunity. Well, I'm getting distracted as I'm looking at these. It's been such a warm Phoenix that the watering's been weird for me. You can see some of this. This Lophophores are really starting to collapse on themselves, which is completely fine. It just means they're starting to get a little thirsty, but it's 79 degrees right now on December 22nd. 79. It's insane. This is another one of those Trigolensis. It seems to be growing up. Same with this one right here. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Kinda. But yeah, not as plump as the rest of these. This one right here is probably my pride and joy. This is one of the first cactus I ever tried growing from seed. It is a Copiapoa cinerera. I can't talk today. Cinera. And it's a Columna alba subspecies. I do have the locality. A bird actually, before I had this shelter built with the rollers, a bird came through and plucked a bunch of my cactus out of the pots, and this one it fully took out. Roots completely came off of the bottom of it, just ripped them off, and oop, tagged me. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little guy. But yeah, I've completely ripped the roots off, and I threw it in a pot and just kind of hoped and put it in the where I grow my seeds. Yeah, you might show that in a different video. And yeah, it shot roots back out. This is all Areocyce juiceaway. Juiceaway? I don't know how you say it. But a bunch of them. So I'll be giving these away eventually. Got a bunch of Copiapoas over here. I kind of quit explaining what we were looking at. It's the Diobata, Cocombana. This is just its standard format, so you can see it's much different looking already. Or I should say the seedlings that I had in there, the Pepinea variety, are already much different looking than what that one looks like. Got some Lumbeckia here. This one has a really cool wax on it. Entirely seed grown. I treated it no different, so I'm not sure why. Difference in waxiness. But great spines on these. This is the same one as this guy right here too. Just a little bit fatter. Bunch of Lumbeckia. Cineracins. We've got actually some Cinera. with localities, 3 of them in the back there. Some calderana, different variety of Hazeltoniana. Pretty cool. Oh, dropping stuff. And some mature specimens back here. This is a Mammillaria plumosa that I've been growing since 2022. It started out with one of these right in the very center of this pot. You did not always not be, I mean, it's tough to water this guy now. It's hard to even get the water in there. This is a Mammillaria, why am I blanking? Crucidra. Mammillaria crucidra. I bought this at an auction for $50. This thing's worth a fortune. Like the plumosa, I've also had this one since 2022. It just started with this one guy right in the center. It had no pups, none at all. And now it is Pup City, kind of like my house. Got an Adenium here, Cactus, Geometrozans. There's Peruvian Monstros back there. It is supporting this guy so it doesn't fall over. Oh, and then some more of the mature stuff. So, pretty decent sized loft here. Some Copiopoas, some Areosice. That's pretty. That's cool. But yeah, a good mix, good variety. Some of them are starting to wake up again now that it's starting to get so hot out, and I think it's supposed to drop to like 30 degrees in the next few days for a nighttime low, so probably gonna be a pretty big shock to some of them. But this is it. This one's pretty cool. Just split like this into these 3 branches this year. So all of this is growth just from this year. Pretty cool. This is one of those ones that I got from a former friend. Caenoserius Pulsogeri. Probably how you pronounce it. All right.